I love Mondays. I don't care who knows it. Happy Monday to you all, you high performing chiropractors out there. Welcome to Coffee with Dr. Scott. Another fabulous Monday here. First Monday of the new year, which is super exciting. Hopefully, you're just excited about the new year itself, and you've got some good momentum going with your morning routine series. But here's another Monday, a great new start to a week. Getting everything started here. And I hope you're as excited about it as I am. And actually, these Mondays are probably the hardest for my personal morning routine, winter Mondays, because I play basketball on winter Sunday nights. And we go a little later than I like to work out. Last night, actually, we had it early. We're usually 7 to 9, so at 9 o'clock, it's different. But last night, we were done at 8. But still, I come home, and I don't know if any of you work out that late. I do not like to work out that late. So 8 o'clock, I get home, get my shower, get my normal routine. I did everything else the same as always. But then I lay in bed, and I just still have all this adrenaline going from being competitive. So I just can't fall asleep the way I normally, I'm normally just out. There's just a whole bunch of energy going on. So just laying there in bed a lot longer, which actually gave me some more time to think. But still, up this morning, 4:52 actually. I think I told you yesterday my alarm's only set for 5:40 with a 5:10 kind of buffer. But today I was up at 4:52 and just got up and started my day. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to work out the way I normally like to, as aggressively, just because I'm sore from basketball. Not as young as I used to be. Anyways, sticking on my morning routine in. I certainly hope you love Mondays as well as I do. During this morning routine challenge especially, Mondays are super important. Some of you aren't doing your thing on Saturday and Sunday, which is fine. It's cool if you don't want to. I choose to. I'm more relaxed on Saturday and Sunday, but I still keep my wake-up time. I won't say my night time because obviously sometimes we go out. But I keep to the routine. Although I do work out a little later on Sundays. We actually had a family workout yesterday at 9 a.m., which was great. So I didn't work out in the morning. I just did some reading. But we had the kids out here in the garage, and the whole family worked out together. So that was super fun. Anyways, kind of going off on tangents. Today, we're going to talk about hydrate to dominate. So in my Dominate Your Day program, we spent a lot of time on things like exercise and this morning routine stuff. So we got through that nighttime, and hopefully you're doing some sort of a brain dump, and you're doing some sort of preparation for your next day, and all those things are happening in the evening. The next piece I would add to anybody's morning routine, yesterday we talked about not snoozing at all, right? So when you wake up, wake up. And if you have to do something with your alarm clock or change things around and not use your phone so it doesn't distract you as well, whatever you got to do to not snooze anymore, do that. But the next thing I feel like everybody should do when they wake up is hydrate. And I always say, and I should say I always say, in a lot of these things I say that it's a personal preference, If you want to work out, work out. If you don't want to, all I'm trying to do is give you ideas. But this is the one thing everybody should do. We absolutely should hydrate better, and we should do it first thing in the morning. In fact, it should be probably the first thing you do when you wake up. So, can I go through some of my water routines? Hopefully, they become some of your water routines. So, first thing in the morning, I have one of these next to my bed. Whatever I don't finish when I leave the garage tonight, of one of these jugs will go with me inside the house. So, if I do end up watching TV with the wife, or while I'm hanging out playing with the kids or whatever, I'll be sipping straight out of here, which it's fun to see. I mean, my kids are older now, but even when they were 3, they used to always just grab daddy's jug and drink out of it. It's bigger than their head. Well, it's bigger than my head too, but I mean, it's twice the size of their head. So that jug goes inside and it goes to bed with me. So I try not to drink too much towards night because I'm a 47-year-old man and I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anyway. So I try not to drink too much at night. But I put it by my bedside, so the first thing I do is I grab that and I just drink it on the way into the shower. So that's one of my tips, is first thing in the morning. And I've read in several places that people recommend, experts recommend keeping a glass of water by your bed. And the first thing you do is chug that. I don't measure that part of it, but I would guess that I drink 8 to 12 ounces just in that little bit of a morning routine before I ever get out to the garage. Usually that's the tail end. Like this one just got opened this morning. So I finished the one from last night sitting right there behind you over on my freezer. Which everybody, you got the tour yesterday. How'd you like the tour? Did you enjoy headquarters and everything that's going on over here? So the jug is placed to go out to recycling later. And that's one thing. One of the reasons I drink out of these jugs is I like spring water. I don't like tap water. I just like the taste of spring water. I like knowing. I had somebody one time try to sell me like a water thing, worried about bacteria. I'm like, I don't think I'm worried about bacteria. I'm worried more about the chlorine and the fluoride and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, choose good water. And then, so first thing, get some in there. And secondly, drink a lot throughout the day. I sit there and watch chiropractors when I'm out on tour or I'm doing consulting. Which, by the way, go ahead and with another little sales pitch. This tour is coming together very, very nicely. So if you're in this group and I've never done a practice evaluation for you, you should really consider it. And if you haven't heard the deal, it's only $295 and I actually come out to your office. I sit down with you. We go over your stats. We talk about your staff, your marketing, everything. A lot of people in this group have had those done, so if you don't mind saying good things about that to let everybody else know. I'm setting up my tour schedule right now, so since I'm traveling around the country, I can make it really easy for you as I'm hitting states. I don't know why I'm pointing at a map. But as I hit different regions and I'm able to see 5, 6, 7 doctors at the same time, makes it very affordable for you, very easy for me. It's a great practice evaluation, money back guarantee. Check that out. Anyways, so as I'm in these evaluations, I hear doctors all the time tell their patients to drink more water. And then I proceed to watch them go back into their office and not drink water or drink something else that actually dehydrates them more. So get that water in. You all see me drinking coffee all day, every day. But I don't. And I've cut down here. I'm about a glass and a half right now. So I have my half a glass now. I have my glass now. I have my half a glass with the kids at breakfast time. The rest of the time it's water. So go back to where we were. I finished up that jug this morning. So again, it's probably 8 to 12 ounces before I ever got out here. Then when I'm taking my supplements, it's probably another 8 to 12 ounces. And then during my workout, again, I don't measure that. I typically drink straight out of here, or I'm filling up my glass because I prefer to drink out of glass than I do out of plastic. It's kind of a little hiccup of mine. The only plastic I like to drink out of is this. Like if someone hands me a plastic cup, I'm kind of like, yeah, I want glass. So I use this because it has markers on it, and I measure just about everything in my life. When I'm working out, I don't pay much attention. I'm usually drinking that actually out of my shaker cup. So I have branched chain amino acids, maybe some glutamine in there, and I'm sipping that as I'm working out, and then chugging some water in between. So, question of the day, for those of you watching, I see Braden and Casey are on here, is how many ounces of water have you drank so far today? And again, I don't measure as well on those first ones, but I guarantee you I'm up in the 40-ish range by now. Yeah, 40-ish. And then, again, breakfast, I'm drinking coffee, hanging out with the kids, and when I take them to school, when I come back, for my first 3-hour shift at bare minimum, I would even say from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., I am drinking 16 ounces. I fill it right up to the 16-ounce marker. When I'm working, I set a 30-minute timer, and I repeat it. So if anybody knows, that's the one thing I really like my phone for. I told you the other day, like my phone doesn't leave this case anymore. It sits right here. I don't take it with me if I go outside. I don't have a cell phone anymore. I have a landline. But it sits right there in front of my computer, so when I'm working or working out, whatever I'm doing, I set it for 30 minutes, and I have to drink 16 ounces by that time. There's a couple things I do every 30 minutes. I typically try to move. I either go do a stretch, or sometimes I'll actually go do a heavy deadlift, or sometimes I'll hop on the treadmill. But I always move every 30 minutes. I don't want to sit here on this chair or even do my stand-up desk every 30 minutes. So I will sip this as I'm working, but if that's not gone when that 30-minute timer goes up, I chug the rest. I open this up, I fill it back to 16, I set it down, I go do something, I come back and I work. So even if I'm on coaching calls or whatever, one of these has to go away every 30 minutes. So again, I haven't done the math on that. I just know that I feel better when I'm hydrated. So at 2 o'clock, I'm usually trying to stop drinking so much water. So again, I'm emptied out before I go to bed. But 16 ounces every half hour from 9 a.m. to 2, and then I take the jug inside and drink throughout the day as I'm thirsty. Which, if you realize, when you drink a lot of water, you're actually thirsty more, if that makes sense. Your body certainly gets acclimated to having so much. I know a lot of people are like, oh, if I did that, I'd be in the bathroom all the time. You get used to it. Your bladder and your kidneys get used to it, and you don't have to go to the bathroom as much. But you're actually thirsty more. Like, your body processes it faster, in my opinion. Obviously, when you're dehydrated, a lot of times you don't feel thirsty. Your body's not expecting it, so it doesn't ask for it. And I have a feeling 90% of our country is dehydrated the majority of the time. And I've been that way before, so I know what it feels like. I know how my skin gets. I know the dryness that comes along with it. I know how my body recovers and how it recovers with hydration. And I choose hydration. So, what is the rule? Half your body weight in ounces, or your kilograms in ounces would be the other way of looking at it, I think. So for me, that'd be 100. I definitely get that. What is a gallon? I forget. 128? 128 ounces. I go through a gallon and a half a day. For those of you who did see my tour yesterday, you might have seen my little spring water jug where I hide them all, which is right behind this computer on the floor. And I buy 12 every Sunday. And not every week do I go through them all. Every once in a while I have 1 or 2 left over, but I'll still buy 12 that next Sunday. But then some weeks I'm out by Thursday. So I go through quite a bit of water. Hydrate to dominate. Very, very important part. That's your message for today as part of your morning routine. So again, this isn't just about, hey, go hydrate. It's about making it part of your routine. So we talked about removing some stuff from your morning routine, distractions, emails, digital distractions, stuff of that nature previously. Now we're adding a little piece every day. And this one should add to it no matter what. Always hydrate. Always hydrate first thing in the morning. Get parts of your morning routine where you have water right nearby and you get hydrated early. Even if you are the kind of person that goes to work and you're not hydrated then, get more in the morning so that you make sure it gets done. Just an aside again, I'm remembering an interview I did last year with somebody who has a great morning routine, and we were talking about supplements. We talked about, do you take them later in the day? He's like, no, I never take them later in the day. I always forget the later in the day. I want to, but I've just given up. But I never miss them in the morning. Same thing here with water. If you never miss that morning stuff, you can get away with it being a little bit more lax the rest of the day. So hydrate to dominate. Get your water in today. Make it part of your morning routine. I will see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.